right, so we have the press conference, and it looks to be our defensive line coach. But this press conference comes after we select Y.A. Black in the 5th round. So that is how you pronounce his name, is Y.A. I know it looks like Yaya, but almost like Yaya Diaby, I think that's his name for Tampa. But this is Y.A. So let's see what our defensive line coach, is his name Dunbar, right? Yes, Karl Dunbar. I was right. Okay, cool. So Coach Dunbar, see what he has to say.
Hey, how y'all doing? It's great to be sitting here because if I'm sitting here, that means I got somebody in the draft. So it's always good this time of year, and it's always good when you get big guys. So really excited about YA. Watched a lot of his tape. Good physical young man. Likes the things he brings to the table in the 5th round, so you got to love that.
Carl, obviously a lot of attention being paid to the defensive line, and even with Jack Sawyer, run stuff too.
Right. I think, we need to be more dominant up front, and I think the way you get dominant up front is to get you. And I think he's going to be a great addition to the group.
See a pure nose, Carl?
I think he's going to be able to play all of it. I think he's going to play a 4 technique. He can play nose, but I think we have a pretty good nose tackle on staff right now.
Probably Keanu.
You've had an experienced defensive line for years. What does it mean to get younger?
It's always good to get young, and guys, late in the season, you can't bounce back because of the beating you're taking. And now we've gotten 2 guys this weekend that's going to really help that case.
Do you see any scenario where Keanu can move out to 3 if Black can play?
Well, Keanu plays 3 technique when we go in our sub package, and he plays great over the guards. And then we're in our Oki front, our 3-4 structure. He plays nose tackle, and I think YA and Derek have the length to play 4 technique. And I really like Keanu where he is right now, and bring these guys up in that B gap and give them opportunity to do that.
Carl, it sounds like a lot of teams are going toward more of a rotational idea along the defensive line. Do you feel like you guys now have the depth to be able to do a little bit more of that?
Well, I think we've always had that depth, and just some guys get nicked up and things like that. And I think if you want to be good up front, you guys got to have a good rotation. When Cam Haywood is playing 55, 60 plays a game, in the 4th quarter, you don't have what you want. If we can get those plays 30, 35 snaps a game, and you got a good rotation going, everybody will be fresh, and then your best players can play their best at the end of the game.
Carl,
And at the end of
put
the
some
season.
Of the returning guys on notice because it's going to be difficult to pick 5 to 7 of them.
It's about competition, and that's why we're sitting in this room. It's competition. So if you want to eat, go take your food. So that's what it's all about.
Carl, Mike mentioned after the draft of Derek about
2 dogs, 1 bone.
wanting to have a guy be able to work with Cam. What's the benefit you see with these 2 guys being able to work with Cam?
It's like being in the church, youth and wisdom. He has youth and Cam has wisdom. So some things you try to give to a person, but I think a lot of players respect other players who've been through it, and that's going to be the benefit of having someone like Cam, and even TJ with Jack Sawyer, and Alex. Those guys that had game time reps, and you can't buy that. You got to go out there and earn it. So I think having Cam in the room with these young guys is always great.
How about with Derek Harmon? How do you imagine him fitting into what you do?
Same thing. He's going to be a 4 technique, long, lean guy who can push the pocket. And if we get guys to push the pocket with Alex and TJ, it's a great recipe for us.
Any more?
Wow, that was quick.
All right.
All right, thanks, bro.
That was quick. Okay. So just to touch on a couple things of what Coach Dunbar said. To have a good rotation of guys, to have ample guys, is really what you want, because Cam was playing like 70, 75, somewhere in that ballpark, percent of the snaps. I think maybe 70% of the snaps. And by the end of the year, he's still out there, but like, it's not the same Cam as week 1, week 2, week 3. As you get older, it gets harder to do that. So if you can lower it to somewhere in the 50 to 60% of the snaps, then it gives Cam each week is a little fresher, and at the end of the year, he's still pretty fresh. So, and these young guys, they're able to play 70, 80% of the snaps. You know, and then if you get extra D linemen, then it can, doesn't mean it will, that is a guarantee, but it can free up Alex and TJ like he said. So if you want to still continue to double TJ, that's fine. Or chip him, that's fine. But these other guys are coming. And you better get your blocks right. Because if you're either truly doubling him, which, by the way, chip blocks don't count as a double team. I think that's bullshit. A second guy touched you. Purposely touched you to try to keep you from getting to the quarterback. I think that should count. Personally. So, and that's the thing. Like, if you have one guy blocking you, you get chipped by one guy and chipped by another, that's not a triple team. That is 2 double teams. Okay? I want to be clear about that. Because, okay, just 3-4 guys chip you. No, that's not getting blocked by 5 guys. That's getting blocked by 2 guys. Now, if you have, like, the tackle blocking, right? And the guard shifts over. And right now that's a double. If someone comes in and chips, now that is a triple block. Which we really rarely ever see triple blocking unless it's like Aaron Donald. I think that was like the last time we saw someone get triple blocked. Now, I don't watch every single game, so I could be wrong, but to my memory, that's the last time we saw that. So, we have the ability here to where, okay, we can't double TJ, we can still chip him with a running back or a tight end, but we can't double him. Or if you double him, it's the tight end blocking. You know, because you have to now dedicate the guard to this other guy. You have to dedicate the center to this other guy, the other guard, the other tackle, which, you know, then you have Alex. So, like, we have the ability to have a good rotation. Guys are fresh. And if you want to load up the box, you can. Guys aren't exhausted. So, there's definitely the possibilities of having a better end of season than in past years by getting guys who can play. That's the thing. They have to be able to play. You can't throw me out there just because, you know, a couple guys need some rest. Now, I'm a big guy compared to normal people. I'm 6'4", and I weigh 232 pounds, let's say. 233 maybe. So, normal life, I'm a big dude. Okay? In some sports, I'm not big enough, especially at some positions. So, you just gotta remember, we want to stop the run. That's what this is for. And as far as where he's going to play, like, okay, Harmon is going to play the 4. And YA is going to play the 4. Well, Harmon, I think he said, or was it him or was it Terrell, that said that he'd probably play on TJ's side. Okay, now if you have Cam on the other side, now if Cam comes out, you could either take Harmon and put him on Alex's side and put YA on TJ's side, or just keep Harmon over there and put YA on Alex's side. So and then Keanu in the middle. And that doesn't mean that, okay, Keanu needs a break. Now, YA, you're going to go play the nose. Or Derek, you're going to go play the nose for a few snaps. Like, we have variations here. Or any of the guys we signed in free agency, go play the nose, go play this, go play that. We have variation here, and that's good. When you have variation and you have versatility, That is good. That is what we need. And when I see people bitch, moan, and groan about why'd we draft this guy instead of this wide receiver, like, okay, you wanted to stop the run, right? And if you want to treat it this way, we did draft a wide receiver. DK. We traded our second round pick for him. And there was a wide receiver we drafted last year, but he didn't play one friggin'... No, I can't say he didn't play one snap. He did. He played a couple snaps, but he really didn't play last year as a rookie. Roman Wilson. So we essentially got a third round pick wide receiver because he really didn't contribute last year. So now you traded for DK, so that's your second rounder, and you're basically getting a free third rounder, and that's Roman Wilson. It's like you're getting a free first rounder, and it's Troy Fautanu. So you're getting those guys. This is what some people don't think of. You're getting those guys now put into the team this year, even though they hardly played last year. So now you get that injection of young talent, plus what we have this year. So think about it that way and realize YA Black was the right pick, or just D-line was the right pick. So that's it for this. If you guys did enjoy it, please do me a favor and leave a like. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on. More draft videos are coming out. After that, videos will slow down a little bit, but I hope to keep going with whatever news that the Steelers have for us. Any signings of other undrafted free agents, because I'm going to have the video for the undrafted guys that we signed. I could do camp invites. And right now we have 3 quarterbacks. We always go into training camp with 4. When we get that 4th, whoever it is, I'll make a video for that as well. So they're going to keep coming. They might slow down a little, but they're going to keep coming. So make sure you have notifications on. I'll see all you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.